Now this next song illustrates a couple of things in songwriting, professional songwriting. Serendipity being one, and lying. I was in the midst of a 2-year span of writer's block. Any other writers here, you know it, writer's block. Dread it. You write what you think is equally good material, nobody will touch it, nobody will sing it, nobody will take it, publish it. And so my publisher, Don Grierson, very generous man, said, listen, you go find your mojo. We'll look after the shop. So he sends me and Clarence DeVoe over to Bridgton, Maine, northeastern Maine. Has anybody gone through there? Same. Beautiful, on Highland Lake. Gorgeous spot. So there we are, we're trying to find the mojo, we're not finding it. So I go down to the Dunkin' Donuts in the little main street of this little town. And I'm reading the Bridgton Times, this 2-weekly paper that comes out for this little Tri-City area, Tri-Town area. And in there is a story of a fellow by the name of Jimmy Weber. And he's an ex-high school football star from the town, Vietnam veteran, decorated 3 times for gallantry. Apparently he come back to Bridgton. Nobody much heard from him for about 10 years. Then one night on the 4th of July, he must have got into the drugs. He probably had undiagnosed PTSD, not well known at that time. He shot up the town. Gets in an altercation with this fellow at the Chevron gas station on the edge of town. I'm reading this. My cell phone rings. It's my publisher. He said, listen, quick, the Dixie Chicks are looking for a song. They're looking for a follow-up to Goodbye Earl. Do you know that song? Yeah. I'm in. He says, what do you got? Now again, my dear people, this is where the lying comes in. It is not a good career move as a professional songwriter when an act the size of the Dixie Chicks comes a-looking to say, I have nothing to offer. So I lied. He said, what do you got? I said, I got just the thing. He said, well, what is it? So I proceeded to read to him, summarize the story from the paper. He says, oh my God, that's just the thing. What's the chorus? The chorus wasn't in the paper. I said, it's about redemption. It's about making decisions, crossing the line. He says, oh my God, that's the thing. When can we have it? Now this is early 2000s, before the internet, before sending files. This is Purelator, or the US Mail. It was Wednesday. I said, when do you need it? He said, Monday. I said, you'll have it Friday. Clarence come up with this, Bridgton. Portland, they cross a big old lake. Through the narrows of Nichols lies the town of Bridgton, Maine. In the shadow of the White Mountains, where the forest meets the shores of Highland Lake's clear waters, where Jimmy Weber was born. Now the story goes that Jimmy was never too good in school, but he quarterbacked the varsity, Jimmy was no fool. He drew the draft of '69, served 2 tours in the Vietnam that forever changed his life. And he crossed the line, there was no going back. So keep your head on straight and your heart on track. There be no going around for the second time. So mister, you best think twice before you cross the line. It was late one summer evening, the 4th of July. The fireworks were over and the full moon lit the night. Jimmy was royal restless, he was in need of a score, when he walked into old man Johnson's, a Chevron laundry tour. When he crossed the line, there be no going back. You can hit on straight and your heart on track. There'll be no going round for a second time. So mister, you best think twice before you cross the line. Jim pulled out his weapon, he serviced 45. Said, look here, Mr. Johnson, come out of this line. Just empty out your register, man, do it nice and slow. But the old man shook his head and said, I don't think so. See, I know who you are, son. I knew your daddy well. I heard you been in Vietnam, and I reckon that was him. But if you mean to take this money, to use that gun in your hand, I guess that's your decision, son. You just made it like a man. And when you cross that line, there be no going back. So keep your head on straight and your heart on track. There be no going down for a second time. Oh, mister, you best think twice before you cross the line. Be great. Before you cross